Hello and welcome to 3x English Lab. In this video we will learn about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is one of the most famous and powerful figures in modern American history. He is known as a businessman, television star, and the 45th President of the United States. His journey from a real estate developer in New York to the White House is a story of confidence, ambition, and bold decisions. For many people around the world, his life is both inspiring and controversial. Whether you agree with his ideas or not, there is no doubt that Donald Trump has left a strong mark on the world. Donald John Trump was born in Queens, New York City, in 1946. From a young age, he showed a strong personality and big dreams. His father, Fred Trump, was a successful builder. Donald learned about business by watching and helping his father. He later studied at the Wharton School of Business, one of the top business schools in the United States. This helped him learn more about real estate, finance, and leadership. Trump was not afraid to take risks. In his early career, he made bold choices, such as building large buildings and luxury hotels in New York and other cities. Some projects were very successful, while others failed. Still, he never gave up. He became a symbol of wealth, success, and strong determination. His name, Trump, became a global brand, seen on buildings, hotels, and even television shows. One of the most popular shows he created was The Apprentice. In this show, young businesspeople competed to win a job with him. His famous line, "You're fired," became well known around the world. Through this show, Donald Trump became a celebrity. People saw him as a strong leader who made quick decisions and expected great results. But Trump wanted to do more. In 2015, he announced that he would run for President of the United States. Many people did not take him seriously at first. He had no experience in politics. But Trump spoke in a simple and direct way that many Americans liked. He promised to make America strong, protect its borders, and create more jobs. In 2016, he surprised the world by winning the election and becoming the 45th president. Donald Trump's story teaches us that success can come from thinking big, working hard, and believing in yourself. He faced many problems, including criticism from the media and challenges in business and politics. But he continued to move forward and fight for what he believed in. In this episode, we will explore the important chapters of Donald Trump's life. From his early childhood to his years in the White House and beyond, we will look at how he became one of the most talked about leaders in the world. His story is full of lessons about courage, leadership, and the power of never giving up. Let's begin this journey through the life of Donald Trump, a man who changed the world in his own way. Chapter 1: Early Life and Family Background. Donald John Trump was born on June 14, 1946, in Queens, New York City. He was the fourth of 5 children in a big and busy family. His father, Fred Trump, was a successful businessman who built houses and apartments in New York. His mother, Mary Ann Trump, was from Scotland. She moved to America when she was young. Donald's parents taught him the value of hard work, discipline, and strong family values. The Trump family lived in a large house in the neighborhood of Jamaica Estates in Queens. Donald had 3 older siblings, Mary Ann, Fred Jr., and Elizabeth, and 1 younger brother, Robert. As a child, Donald was energetic, confident, and sometimes a bit too bold. He enjoyed sports, especially baseball, and liked to be the leader among his friends. His father, Fred Trump, ran a company that built affordable homes for families after World War II. Donald watched his father closely and learned a lot about the business world from him. Fred was strict but also wanted his children to succeed. He believed in hard work and careful planning. These ideas stayed with Donald all his life. Donald attended Kew Forest School in Queens, but he was sometimes too active and got into trouble. When he was 13 years old, his parents decided to send him to the New York Military Academy. They hoped it would help him learn discipline and focus. At first, Donald did not like the strict rules, but soon he began to do well. He became a leader in his class and played many sports. He was strong in both studies and activities. After high school, Donald first went to Fordham University in the Bronx. After 2 years, he transferred to the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania. Wharton is one of the best business schools in the country. Donald studied finance and economics and graduated in 1968. During college, he also worked with his father and learned more about real estate and building projects. Donald was proud of his family and his background. He respected his father and often said that Fred gave him the tools to become successful. Even though Donald wanted to do big things on his own, he never forgot the lessons he learned at home. His mother, Mary Ann, also played an important role. She was kind and caring, and Donald always spoke warmly about her. In these early years, Donald Trump developed many of the traits people later saw in his public life: confidence, leadership, and a desire to win. He grew up in a family that believed in the American dream. If you work hard and stay focused, you can achieve great things. This chapter of Donald Trump's life shows how family, education, and early experiences helped shape the man who would later become a business leader and the President of the United States. Chapter 2: Real Estate Empire and Business Ventures. After finishing his studies at the Wharton School in 1968, Donald Trump joined his father's real estate business, called Elizabeth Trump & Son. At first, the company built and managed middle-class housing in New York's outer boroughs, such as Brooklyn and Queens. But Donald had bigger dreams. He wanted to make a name for himself in Manhattan, the heart of New York City. In the 1970s, Donald saw a chance to grow the business in Manhattan. He believed that the city had great potential, even though many buildings were old or empty. One of his first big projects was the Grand Hyatt Hotel, near Grand Central Station. It was a huge success and made Trump famous in the real estate world. This project showed that he could take risks and turn old properties into something new and valuable. Donald Trump soon became known for his bold style. He liked to build large, shiny buildings that stood out. One of his most famous projects is Trump Tower, located on Fifth Avenue in Manhattan. The tower is made of glass and black steel, and it became his main office and home. Many people came to visit it, and it became a symbol of Trump's success. Throughout the 1980s, Trump expanded his real estate empire. He built office buildings, hotels, and luxury apartments not only in New York but also in cities like Atlantic City, Chicago, and Los Angeles. He also moved into other industries. He opened Trump Plaza and Trump Taj Mahal, two large casinos in Atlantic City. At the time, these were some of the most famous casinos in the country. Trump also entered the world of sports and entertainment. He bought a football team in the short-lived United States Football League, USFL, and hosted big boxing matches at his casinos. In the 1990s, however, not everything went smoothly. Some of his businesses lost money, and he had to deal with bankruptcy several times. Still, he never gave up. He kept working, making deals, and finding new ways to stay in the public eye. In the 2000s, Donald Trump became even more famous through television. He created and starred in the reality show The Apprentice, where contestants competed in business challenges. The show was a hit and made his name well known across the world. His phrase, "You're fired," became a popular part of pop culture. Trump also licensed his name to many products and buildings. Even if he did not own a project, the name Trump helped sell it. From neckties to water bottles, his brand was everywhere. This smart use of branding made him millions of dollars. Donald Trump's business journey shows his strong will and creative thinking. He faced both big wins and tough losses, but he always believed in himself. His story in business is about taking chances, learning from failure, and aiming high. This chapter helps us understand how Donald Trump built a real estate empire that later supported his rise in politics. Chapter 3: Rise to Celebrity and The Apprentice. In the 1980s and 1990s, Donald Trump became well known, not just as a businessman but also as a celebrity. His big buildings, luxury lifestyle, and bold personality made him famous in the media. He appeared in newspapers, magazines, and on television. People were interested in his life, his success, and even his problems. He knew how to stay in the spotlight, and he used this attention to grow his personal brand. Trump often gave interviews and liked to be seen at important events. He lived in Trump Tower in New York City, a tall glass building that showed his style and success. He wore sharp suits, spoke with confidence, and always talked about winning. His name, Trump, became a symbol of wealth, power, and glamour. Even though he had some business failures in the 1990s, Trump did not disappear. He worked hard to rebuild his image and his companies. One of his smartest moves came in the early 2000s when he decided to enter the world of television. In 2004, he launched a new reality TV show called The Apprentice. The Apprentice was a business competition. The show brought together young and smart people who wanted to work for Donald Trump. Each week, they faced business challenges, like selling products, creating advertisements, or managing events. Trump watched their work and judged who did well and who failed. At the end of each episode, he would fire one person with the famous line, "You're fired." The show became very popular. Millions of people watched it every week. They saw Trump as a strong leader who made quick and tough decisions. He became even more famous across the United States and around the world. The success of The Apprentice helped Trump's image as a business expert and gave him a new kind of power, celebrity power. Trump also made several versions of the show, including Celebrity Apprentice, where famous actors, athletes, and musicians competed for charity. The show helped raise millions of dollars and also made Trump's brand even stronger. It showed that he was not just a businessman, but also a smart entertainer. Through The Apprentice, Trump reached many people who had never heard of his real estate projects. He became a household name, and his catchphrase, "You're fired," became part of popular culture. Many people began to see him as a successful businessman who could solve problems and lead a team. This chapter of Donald Trump's life is important because it shows how he used media and entertainment to build his fame. He understood how television worked, and he used it to tell his story to the world. His rise to celebrity helped prepare the way for his future in politics. People already knew his face, his voice, and his ideas. In this way, The Apprentice was more than just a TV show. It was a powerful tool that helped Donald Trump become one of the most well-known people in the world. Chapter 4: Entry into Politics and 2016 Presidential Campaign. For many years, Donald Trump was known as a businessman and TV star. But in 2015, he surprised the world by announcing that he would run for President of the United States. On June 16, 2015, he stood at Trump Tower in New York and said, "I am officially running for president." This moment marked the beginning of a new chapter in his life, his entry into politics. At first, many people did not believe he was serious. Some thought it was just a way to get more attention. Others believed he had no chance of winning because he had never held a political position before. But Donald Trump was very confident. He said he wanted to "make America great again," a slogan that became very popular with many Americans. Trump decided to run as a Republican, one of the two main political parties in the U.S. From the beginning, his campaign was different. He did not speak like a traditional politician. He used simple and direct language. He spoke about problems that many Americans were worried about, like immigration, job losses, and terrorism. He promised to protect American borders, bring jobs back from other countries, and make the country safer and stronger. He also said he would build a wall along the border between the U.S. and Mexico. This idea brought a lot of attention. Some people strongly supported it, while others were against it. Trump's speeches were often in the news. He used social media, especially Twitter, to talk to people directly. This helped him reach millions of followers without using traditional news channels. During the campaign, Trump faced many other Republican candidates. These included experienced politicians like Jeb Bush, Marco Rubio, and Ted Cruz. But one by one, he beat them in the primaries, the elections where each party chooses its top candidate. His success shocked many people, but his message connected with a large part of the population. In the final election, Donald Trump faced Hillary Clinton, the Democratic candidate and former Secretary of State. Most experts thought Clinton would win. She had a long political career and strong support in many areas. But Trump focused on states that were unhappy with the government, especially working-class voters who had lost jobs in factories and small towns. On November 8, 2016, the people voted. To the surprise of many, Donald Trump won the election. He received more votes in the Electoral College, even though Hillary Clinton received more total votes across the country. Trump became the 45th President of the United States. His victory was one of the biggest surprises in American political history. Many people celebrated, while others protested. But it was clear that Trump had changed the way political campaigns worked. He had used his fame, simple language, and direct communication to connect with voters. This chapter shows how Donald Trump went from being a businessman to becoming the leader of the most powerful country in the world, all within one bold and dramatic campaign. Chapter 5. Policies and Achievements as President. Donald Trump became the 45th President of the United States on January 20, 2017. As president, he promised to put America first. His government focused on protecting American jobs, strengthening the country's borders, and improving the economy. Trump made many decisions that were bold and sometimes controversial. Some people strongly supported his actions, while others disagreed. In this chapter, we will look at his key policies and achievements during his time in office. One of Trump's biggest goals was to improve the U.S. economy. He reduced taxes for individuals and businesses through a law called the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. This law was passed in 2017. Many companies paid less tax, and some used the money to hire more workers or raise salaries. Trump also reduced government rules, which he believed made it easier for businesses to grow. He worked hard to bring back jobs to the U.S., especially in industries like coal, steel, and manufacturing. Trump encouraged companies to produce their goods in America instead of other countries. He also renegotiated trade deals. One of the biggest changes was ending the old NAFTA agreement and creating a new one called the USMCA, between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. Another major area of focus was immigration. Trump believed that the U.S. needed stronger borders. He started building a wall on the border between the United States and Mexico to stop illegal immigration. His administration also made it more difficult for people to enter the country without permission. These actions were supported by many Americans but also caused protests and legal challenges. On foreign policy, Trump wanted the U.S. to be stronger and more independent. He met with leaders of countries like North Korea, which was a historic moment. He wanted to make peace but also show strength. He also made the decision to move the U.S. Embassy in Israel to Jerusalem, which pleased some countries and upset others. Trump also focused on the military. He increased defense spending and helped rebuild the armed forces. He created a new military branch called the Space Force, which became the sixth branch of the U.S. military. During Trump's presidency, the world faced a serious problem: the COVID-19 pandemic. It started in early 2020. Trump's response to the virus was heavily discussed. His government helped create and deliver vaccines quickly through a project called Operation Warp Speed. This helped millions of Americans get vaccinated. Trump also appointed 3 new judges to the U.S. Supreme Court. This was an important achievement because these judges serve for life and can influence American laws for many years. Donald Trump's presidency was full of big actions and strong opinions. His supporters say he improved the economy, made the country safer, and stood up to other nations. His critics say some of his actions caused division. Still, there is no doubt that his time as president brought major changes to America and the world. This chapter shows the key decisions and achievements of Donald Trump as president, and how they shaped the nation during his 4 years in the White House. Chapter 6. Controversies and Impeachments. Donald Trump's time as President of the United States was full of both support and strong criticism. He made many bold decisions, spoke in a very direct way, and often used social media, especially Twitter, to share his thoughts. While his style was popular with many Americans, it also led to many controversies. Some of these situations became very serious, and he became the first president in U.S. history to be impeached twice. From the beginning of his presidency, Trump's actions and words often made headlines. He was known for criticizing the media and calling news stories he didn't like fake news. He also had strong opinions about immigration, the environment, and trade. His travel ban on people from several Muslim-majority countries caused protests and legal battles. Some people felt the ban was necessary for safety, while others believed it was unfair. One major controversy came from an investigation into Russia. U.S. intelligence agencies said that Russia had tried to influence the 2016 election. This led to a long investigation by Special Counsel Robert Mueller. The investigation found that Russia did interfere in the election, but it did not prove that Trump's team worked directly with them. Still, the topic created deep political divisions. In 2019, Trump faced his first impeachment. This happened because of a phone call he had with the president of Ukraine. In the call, Trump asked Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden, his political opponent. At the same time, Trump had delayed giving military aid to Ukraine. Many believed he was using his power for personal political gain. The U.S. House of Representatives voted to impeach him for abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. The case then went to the Senate, where a trial was held. In early 2020, the Senate voted not to remove Trump from office. Most Republican senators supported him, while most Democrats voted against him. Trump stayed in office, but the event added to the tension in American politics. The second impeachment happened after the 2020 presidential election. Trump lost the election to Joe Biden, but he claimed the results were unfair. On January 6, 2021, thousands of his supporters gathered in Washington, D.C., and later stormed the U.S. Capitol. They broke into the building while Congress was confirming Biden's win. It was a shocking and dangerous moment in American history. Many leaders blamed Trump's words for the attack. Just 1 week later, the House of Representatives impeached him a second time, this time for inciting an insurrection. Again, the Senate held a trial. A few Republican senators voted against him, but not enough to convict. Trump was once again acquitted. These impeachments and controversies were a major part of Trump's presidency. They showed how deeply divided the country had become. Some people believed Trump was fighting for the people, while others believed he had broken important rules. This chapter helps us understand how Donald Trump's actions as president led to serious challenges and historical events that had a lasting impact on the United States. Chapter 7: Foreign Relations and Global Impact. As President of the United States, Donald Trump had a big role in dealing with other countries. His foreign policy was different from past presidents. He often said he wanted to put America first. This meant that he wanted to focus on what was best for the United States, even if other countries disagreed. His way of speaking was strong and direct, and he was not afraid to challenge longtime allies or make new decisions. One of Trump's biggest goals was to change trade deals. He believed that some past agreements were unfair to American workers. For example, he ended the old NAFTA agreement between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. He created a new deal called the USMCA, which he said was better for American businesses. He also started a trade war with China, placing high taxes, called tariffs, on Chinese goods. China answered by placing tariffs on American products. This affected farmers, companies, and prices for many goods, but Trump said it was necessary to protect U.S. jobs and stop unfair trade. Trump also had a different way of dealing with world leaders. He often praised strong leaders like Vladimir Putin of Russia and Kim Jong-un of North Korea, even when these leaders were criticized by others. Trump held several historic meetings with Kim Jong-un to try to stop North Korea from building nuclear weapons. No other U.S. president had ever met with the North Korean leader before. These meetings were big news, but no final agreement was made. He also changed the U.S. relationship with NATO, a group of countries that work together for defense. Trump said that many countries were not paying their fair share. He pushed them to spend more money on their own defense. Some leaders in Europe were surprised and even upset by his comments, but others agreed that change was needed. Another major decision was about Jerusalem. Trump moved the U.S. Embassy in Israel from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. This was a big change and made many people in the Middle East unhappy. But Trump said it showed strong support for Israel. He also helped create peace agreements between Israel and several Arab countries, such as the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain. These agreements were called the Abraham Accords and were seen as a big step toward peace in the region. Trump's actions also had a big impact on the environment. He removed the U.S. from the Paris Climate Agreement, which was an international plan to fight climate change. He said the deal was bad for American workers and businesses, but many world leaders disagreed. Trump's foreign policy was often bold and surprising. Some people said he made America stronger by standing up to other countries. Others believed he damaged relationships with allies and hurt America's reputation in the world. This chapter shows how Donald Trump changed the way the U.S. worked with other countries. His foreign policies left a global impact that people around the world are still talking about today. Chapter 8: The 2020 Election and Aftermath. The year 2020 was one of the most important and difficult years in Donald Trump's presidency. The United States was facing many challenges, including the COVID-19 pandemic, protests over racial injustice, and a growing divide between political parties. In the middle of all this, the country was preparing for a presidential election. Donald Trump ran for a second term as the Republican candidate, while Joe Biden, former vice president, ran as the Democratic candidate. During the campaign, Trump focused on reopening the economy after COVID-19 lockdowns, protecting American jobs, and supporting law and order. He said that his leadership was strong and that he had done a good job with the pandemic. Joe Biden promised to bring the country together, follow science to fight the virus, and improve healthcare and education. The 2020 election was very different from past elections because of the pandemic. Many people voted by mail or voted early to stay safe. More Americans voted in 2020 than ever before. On November 3, 2020, the country voted, but the results took time to count because of the large number of mail-in ballots. After several days, it was announced that Joe Biden had won the election. He had more electoral votes and more popular votes than Trump. But Donald Trump and many of his supporters said that the election was not fair. They believed there was cheating, especially with mail-in voting. Trump began to say the election was stolen, even though election officials and courts found no major problems. Trump and his legal team went to court in many states to challenge the results. Most of the cases were rejected because there was not enough evidence. Still, Trump continued to speak out against the results. His words had a strong effect on many of his followers, who believed that the election was dishonest. The situation became more serious on January 6, 2021. On this day, members of Congress were meeting at the U.S. Capitol to officially confirm Joe Biden's win. A large group of Trump supporters gathered in Washington, D.C., for a rally. After hearing Trump speak, thousands of them marched to the Capitol. Some people broke into the building, fighting with police and damaging property. This shocking event is now known as the Capitol riot. The riot caused fear and sadness across the country. Many leaders blamed Trump for encouraging the violence. As a result, the House of Representatives impeached Trump for a second time, saying he had incited an insurrection. He was later acquitted in the Senate, but the event left a deep mark on American history. Even after leaving office, Donald Trump continued to speak about the 2020 election. He remained an important figure in the Republican Party and said he might run for president again in the future. This chapter shows how the 2020 election and its aftermath were a powerful and emotional time in U.S. politics. It also shows how Donald Trump's words and actions shaped the country during a moment of great challenge and change. Chapter 9: Personal Life and Public Image. Donald Trump's personal life has always been in the public eye. Even before he became president, he was well known for his rich lifestyle, bold personality, and appearances in the media. Many people around the world know about his family, his businesses, and even his homes. In this chapter, we will learn about Trump's personal life and how people see him. Donald Trump was born in 1946 in New York City. He grew up in a large house in Queens with his parents and 4 siblings. His father, Fred Trump, was a successful real estate developer. From a young age, Donald was confident and liked to lead. He studied at military school and later went to the Wharton School of Business. He always wanted to follow in his father's footsteps but also wanted to be even more famous and successful. Trump has been married 3 times. His first wife was Ivana Trump, a model from Czechoslovakia. They had 3 children together: Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric. After their divorce, he married Marla Maples, and they had a daughter named Tiffany. Later, he married Melania Trump, a model from Slovenia. Together, they have a son named Barron. Melania became the first lady when Trump became president. Trump is known for his love of luxury. He has lived in beautiful homes, including Trump Tower in New York and Mar-a-Lago, a large resort in Florida. He also owns private planes and golf courses. His public image has often shown him as a man of great wealth and power. This image helped him become famous, and he often appeared on TV shows, in magazines, and at big events. Before entering politics, Trump was already a celebrity. His television show, The Apprentice, made him even more popular. People saw him as a tough but successful businessman. He used this fame to build his brand. Many buildings, hotels, and products used the Trump name, even if he did not own them. This helped him earn money and stay in the public eye. Trump's public image is very mixed. Some people admire him for being strong, confident, and honest. They like that he speaks directly and does not follow the usual rules of politics. Others see him as rude, arrogant, or too focused on himself. He often used Twitter to share his opinions, which made him more connected to his supporters but also led to many arguments and controversies. Even after his presidency, Trump remained a powerful voice in politics. He has millions of loyal fans, but also many critics. His personal style, his way of speaking, dressing, and acting, is easy to recognize. Whether people like him or not, Donald Trump has created a very strong and lasting image of himself in the world. This chapter shows how Donald Trump's personal life and public image played a big part in his journey. His family, lifestyle, and personality helped shape who he is and how the world sees him today. Chapter 10: Legacy and Ongoing Influence in American Politics. Donald Trump served as the 45th President of the United States from 2017 to 2021, but his influence did not end after he left the White House. His time in office changed American politics in many ways. Even today, he continues to play a powerful role in the Republican Party and in national debates. In this final chapter, we will explore Trump's legacy and how he still shapes politics in the United States. Trump's biggest legacy is how he changed the style of American politics. Before him, most politicians spoke carefully and followed traditional rules. Trump did things differently. He spoke in simple, direct language and said exactly what he thought. Many Americans liked this because they felt he was honest and not afraid to speak the truth. His style also brought new energy to political discussions, especially on topics like immigration, the economy, and national pride. He gave a stronger voice to people who felt forgotten by the government, especially workers in small towns and rural areas. These people became a strong base of support for Trump. Many of them continue to support him today and believe that he understands their problems better than other leaders. Trump also made big changes in the Republican Party. Before Trump, the party focused more on free trade, smaller government, and international alliances. Under Trump, the party began to focus more on protecting American jobs, building strong borders, and questioning global organizations. Today, many Republican leaders follow Trump's ideas and try to gain support from his voters. Even after losing the 2020 election, Trump stayed active in politics. He continues to hold large rallies, speak to the media, and post on social media. His messages still reach millions of people. He also supports candidates who agree with his views, helping them win elections at local and national levels. This shows that Trump's voice is still important in the Republican Party. Some people believe Trump will run for president again in the future. Whether he does or not, his ideas and style have already changed how campaigns are run. His use of social media, strong slogans like "Make America Great Again," and focus on the concerns of everyday people are now common in American politics. Trump's legacy is also marked by division. While many people support him, others strongly oppose him. Some believe his actions during the 2020 election and the Capitol riot harmed American democracy. Others believe he was treated unfairly by the media and political enemies. Still, There is no doubt that Donald Trump has left a deep mark on the country. His influence is seen in political debates, in the way campaigns are run, and in the voices of millions of Americans who still believe in his message. This chapter shows that Donald Trump is more than just a past president. He remains a powerful figure whose ideas, leadership style, and voice continue to shape the future of American politics. Vocabularies. 1. Impeach. Verb, to charge a government official, such as a president, with wrongdoing while in office. Example, Trump was impeached twice during his presidency. 2. Tariff. Noun, a tax placed on goods imported from other countries. Example, Trump placed tariffs on Chinese goods during the trade war. 3. Controversy. Noun, a public disagreement or debate, often with strong feelings on both sides. Example, his travel ban caused a lot of controversy. 4. Insurrection. Noun, a violent attempt to take control of a government. Example, the Capitol riot was called an insurrection by many leaders. 5. Legacy. Noun, the lasting impact or memory of someone's actions or work. Example, Trump's legacy continues to shape American politics. 6. Negotiation. Noun, a discussion between two or more parties to reach an agreement. Example, Trump was known for his tough negotiation style in business and politics. 7. Slogan. Noun, a short and memorable phrase used to represent an idea or campaign. Example, Make America Great Again, was Trump's famous slogan. 8. Electoral vote. Noun, a vote cast by a member of the Electoral College in the U.S. presidential election. Example, Trump won the 2016 election through the electoral vote. 9. Foreign policy. Noun, a government's plan for dealing with other nations. Example, Trump's foreign policy focused on putting America first. 10. Pandemic. Noun, a disease that spreads across many countries and affects many people. Example, the COVID-19 pandemic was a major issue during Trump's presidency. Quiz questions. 1. In which city was Donald Trump born? 2. What was the name of Donald Trump's first major project in Manhattan? 3. What was the name of the reality TV show that made Donald Trump more famous? 4. What was Donald Trump's campaign slogan during the 2016 election? 5. What was the name of the law Trump passed to reduce taxes in 2017? 6. Which country was involved in the phone call that led to Trump's first impeachment? 7. What agreement did Trump help create between Israel and Arab nations? 8. Who won the 2020 U.S. presidential election against Donald Trump? 9. What is the name of Donald Trump's Florida residence? 10. What slogan is strongly connected to Trump's political movement? Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed learning with us. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends and family. Your support helps us grow and bring you more inspiring stories and easy English learning content. Do you have a topic you'd like us to cover in our next video? Maybe a famous person, an invention, or a country? Let us know in the comments or messages. We'd love to hear your ideas. You can find answers in the description. Thanks again, and keep learning with us. See you in the next video.